What's happening, guys? Looks like Aaron's listening in. I appreciate you joining us today, Aaron, and listening in. We got David Vera in here so far. Such a cool intro. Yeah, I like it. I like it pretty good. So I got a little rainy day today, so I figured I'd jump in here and get back on this stealth burner. And there's Jack Black. What's happening, Jack Black? How you doing? So it's good morning where you're at, Aaron. It's afternoon here. Where I left off Saturday, I thought I broke my 3D printed parts here on the extruder, but what I'd actually done, let's see. Yeah, I had put the screw for the let's see, for this little piece right here. I put it in that slot right there, and I thought I'd strip the heat set insert out that's on this side, but this screw right here actually screws into the back side of the motor assembly. So I thought I'd done messed it all the way up. I was kind of rushing like crazy and trying to get as far along as I could. I think I'm just going to slow down a little bit today and just kind of go through it and see how far along I can get. I'm going to try to move it on together. St. Paul. So basically off stream though, off camera, I got in here and went ahead and put my BMS, what is this? It's the Dragonfly. I always want to call it mosquito because it looks like it's got a mosquito on the cover. But yeah, the BMS Dragonfly in the hot end assembly. I went ahead and put the heater cartridge in and the thermistors, so I got all that stuff ready to go. And I went ahead and completely assembled tool head or the extruder and made sure all that's good. We got a little bit of play in between the gears. I had to kind of do a little bit of adjusting and whatnot. It is pretty tight, but it does latch. Like I said, some of these parts were over extruded. I am going to have to sit down and spend a little time with the Trident and get it tuned in with the Ellis tuning guide. But right now I'd like to go ahead and get this thing put back together. That way we got two working printers again. St. Paul, Minnesota today. I hear you. You travel around a little bit, Jack Black? Let's see where I am as far as in the assembly on the stealth burner. I'm gonna have a look at the manual here real quick. Still ain't experienced enough of these things to build them in my sleep. So right now I'm at the part where I cut a little piece of PTFE tubing. Yeah. So we need about 11 millimeters to stick out at the top, and then we'll be moving on to the actual fan piece. And I'm not putting any LEDs in this one. Not right as of right now. That will be something I may do later on. But we don't have any LEDs in here right now. And I haven't really purchased any because I hadn't thought about it. It's not anything of a big issue to me at the moment for the stealth burner. I just want to get this printer put back together and looking really good and print good. Now I peek through that little hole in the latch and loosen the anti-squish screw until it backs into the latch. Yeah, that's what I had to do, David. It was pitching. I've done that off stream. Yeah, you're talking about right there. Yeah, it was pinching the filament really hard. Like I said, we got this thing is super tight. You know, it may give me problems later on down the road, but yeah, it's pretty tight as far as the printer over extruding and whatnot. So, but I think it's going to work. But yeah, so we need PTFE tube for this, and then I'll move on putting the PCB on this right here. And I think this time, seeing as how I got DuPont connectors and everything, I'm probably going to go ahead and crimp these wires and and just plug these on in into the tool head PCB instead of soldering them up like I did the last go round. So we'll get this thing completely put together. We have to get our tool head PCB right here. We'll have to get that put on, and we'll probably stick this thing on the printer. Hey, there's Dune 591. How's it going, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Nice little turnout for about middle of the week stream here. It's pretty cool. Alright, PTFE tube. I got some, I got this red down here. Kinda hate sticking that in there, but it's gonna be hidden anyway, so I guess it'll be alright. I had some Capricorn tubing a long time ago, blue. I guess it don't really matter, it's going to be hidden. I'm just going to get me a generous amount out here and cut me a little bit off. So I hope everybody's day's going well. We had some serious storms roll through here yesterday. I was going to try to get in here last night and mess around with it. We was under a bunch of tornado warnings and things like that. There was one, a funnel cloud that was spotted pretty close by here in the Lake Norman area. But nothing actually, I don't think anything got us. Got on the ground. So I'm going to push that in there as far as it'll go. We'll measure out about 11 millimeters and then cut that off. I'm really excited to get this thing put back together. It's starting to look really, really good. Let's see, get a little measuring tool here. We're looking for 11 millimeters of stick out. So we've had a bunch of really bad weather this week, and there's probably more in the forecast for us here in North Carolina. I've been working down in South Carolina a little bit, and it's pretty much the same. We've had about 2 inches of rainfall in 2 days on our job site. So North Carolina is where we send all the canes to die. The canes. What are you talking about, Jack Black? You're talking crazy to me again. Let's see, I need somebody to make a mark on that. I'm just going to put me a little guesstimation mark. Well, it ain't guesstimation. We're measured up here. Put me a mark at about 11. And it looks like to me I want to keep the line. Oh, the hurricanes. I got you. I got you. Yeah, they come up this way and they don't make it very far. So I'm going to keep the line on this. Home is Ocala, Florida. You see, you down there in Florida with David Vera. He's from the Florida area. So I'm gonna get me a fresh blade for my razor blade. I've done about, or my X-Acto knife, so I can clean this up a little bit. I've pretty much about done with this one. Ocala, Florida. I've always wanted to visit Florida. I've always wanted to visit Florida. I think it's really pretty down around that way from what I've seen. Here it's very hot. Heard that this morning. The guy I work with, he was talking about it being super hot in Florida. About an hour south of Tampa and Sarasota. I'm just going to take my razor blade and just kind of clean this up a little bit, and then try to put a little bit of a taper on it. Let the filament kind of feed down in there a little bit smoother. We don't have one of them fancy taper tools like some other guys have, so X-Acto blade works for me. Good sharp X-Acto blade. We're going to need this fresh blade on here pretty soon because I got to put a magnet back on my build plate. I was wanting to keep that build plate where I could use the glass because I like printing on glass, but after using the Trident and that PEI sheet and getting used to it, I really haven't had any issues with build plate adhesion once I got the hang of it. I really like that. And I'm just going to double check. And we're just a touch long, so I probably can shorten that just a little bit. It's not bad. We'll shorten it just a touch. This stuff cuts so easy. Might have to get my eyeballs out. Pretty good there. Pretty dang good. Got a little tiny lip right here to just peel off. I think it'll be just fine. This is kind of pretty much how I did the Trident, and I haven't really had any issues feeding filament into it at all. So there that is. I can get build plates that are smooth PEI on one side and texture on the other, smooth PEI, leaves a finish similar with glass. So that's what the build plate is on the Trident. And I'm not sure, but let's have a look at it. I think this one might be smooth on one side and textured on the other, the one I picked up for it. Because I did buy a build plate for it. Or it might be textured on both sides. I really like that textured look on the let's see. I'm pretty sure it's smooth on the other. Yeah. Let's see. We're smooth on one, textured on the other. And this thing pretty much looks just about just like the one I have on the Trident. It didn't come from the same place. I think it'll be fine. Yep, we got smooth on one side and textured on the other, David, so we're in good shape. And pretty much all I'm planning on printing on this little printer right here is probably going to be like PLA, TPU, maybe PETG. Let's see where I'm at. I think I'm onto this right here now. So we got that ready to go. Let's go ahead and look at the instruction manual real quick. PTFE tube. Stick out 11 millimeters. Yep, we're good. Now we're on to the pretty part. And we don't have to worry. Y'all don't have to worry about suffering through watching me solder up any LEDs this time. We're gonna go ahead. Now it calls for M3x6 flathead screws to hold this fan in place, but I think on the last one I had to use button heads, and I do believe I'm going to have to take and just kind of shave away some of this plastic right here on this thing to get our tool head PCB in. Yeah, and then we're going to be moving on to probably getting it attached up to the actual machine. So awesome. Awesome. Yeah, y'all gonna see a tool head on this thing today. So let me look for some M3x6 button head screws. We got them right here. And like I said, I think on the last one I had to do just a little bit of removal of some material. We'll go ahead and trim these little nubs off the back of this. That'll help it set down a little bit further. Maybe. Yeah, we're gonna have to. We have to do a little trim work. So basically, all I'm doing is I'm gonna clip these little things down a little bit with my nippers here, and then we'll probably wind up removing a little bit of plastic from that little piece that holds the fan in place. That awesome Winston fan that I have there. I might just take a little file and brush over that a little bit. Lay it down a little bit further. Trying not to nick the board though, because I know there's wires in there. Yeah, I might leave that alone. That's probably a bad idea. What's left after this? Electronics? Yeah, and I'm looking in the plastic parts bin that I have, and they're getting low. Yeah, so to be, I think electronics and probably the cable chains and getting it wired up. Yeah, man, it's getting there, and I do believe I have everything that I need. I may not have to remove any. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shave just a little bit of that away right there. Yeah, I think the electronics are up next. I'm just going to take my X-Acto and take that on down. Something I noticed about this green ABS right here from Polymaker, it is a whole lot softer than all the other filaments that I've had in here and printed with. I don't know why. It's just got something to do with the color or what, but it's like really, really soft. So yeah, now I can screw that all the way down, I think, and it should hold pretty tight into place. I think it'll be just fine. Yep. Paint the nubs after trimming. You talking about the little nubs behind the PCB there, Jack Black? What would you paint them with? Some of that paint on electrical tape? You talking about these little things right here, paint them? See, part coolings on this side, hot end fans on that side. A little curious about what you mean by painting the nubs after trimming. Yeah, paint them on the Trident. Two-piece nail polish. Hey, my wife actually, she heard you guys talking the other day. She found us some nail polish. Give me 1 second. Clear nail polish, huh? What does that do for it? I mean, if I was worried about it shorting out, put some electrical tape on it. Just have to let that sit there and dry for a minute. You like that? Ain't gonna do nothing for it. Now you can tell everybody you got the poor boy to paint his power board with nail polish. Whatever makes you happy, Jack Black. Just holding up the process. It's late. Y'all nailed it and willed it into existence. Yeah. Yep, it's here, buddy. The wife found it for you. She heard y'all talking about it the other day. We hadn't had any nail polish in here. I'm back. I don't know if from where you guys are from, it works good as thread. Yeah, I bet it does. I bet it'll lock some stuff in really tight. I don't know if you guys ever got any what they call chiggers, where they burrow under your skin. They're real itchy, but that's the reason why that clear nail polish is in here, because that stuff works really, really good for if you get into them really bad. And because I work outside, a lot of times, you know, we'll be in the woods or something like that, and they'll get in your skin. But if you want to stop that itching and irritation, you just put your little dab of clear, and that is the truth. Put your little dab of clear nail polish on it, and that'll fix you up. Yeah, insulation. I don't see what that's doing, Jack Black, but y'all willed it into existence. It's gonna wind up gluing it to my thing more than anything. It'll be alright. Whatever makes you happy, brother. I would have just used electrical tape. Sounds like a horror movie. Good for ringworm as well. It sounds like a horror movie. Yeah, red bugs. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much what they are. They're like little red bugs. They just burrow under your skin. Might need to remove a little bit more of that material. I think it'll be alright. And this is the hot end fan. I haven't clipped these off yet. Yeah, that stuff works really good for getting rid of them things real fast. And the hot end fan's right there. So we're going to need, we just say, leave me a nice little loop here. Don't need that. Won't vibrate or short as easy. I got you. I think y'all just like messing with me. Get to use some of these DuPont connectors, and we got us a nice little tool here. David Vera put me on these. Very nice. Very, very nice. And we need some wire strippers. We got some right here. So a lot of people, they say they don't like crimping. I kind of like it. Got some nice little DuPont connector kit off Amazing. Let's see, we're gonna need one more of those. Two more of these. Yep. Very nice. We learned as kids not to wipe our butts with the moss laying on the ground. or the leaves, the 3 leaves that look like they're real shiny. You don't do that. Alright, I'm gonna have to get my eyeballs out because things are about to get really hard for me to see. Have a look and see how much I think I might need to trim here. Alright. I need to been seeing those what are the Iron Man masks. I was sitting there thinking, man, that'd be cool to 3D print one of those and make it where it closes up. Like, you know, I always got my little thing up whenever I'm ready to use my eyes, hit the little button and close up, and have it as my little spectacles so I could see. It'd be pretty neat. things work so good. Yeah. Yeah, that works really good. Iron Man helmet used for magnification. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Like whenever you're sitting there, you're doing your cripping and stuff, you just hit your little button and it folds shut. They got some sweet Iron Man masks out there that actually look like the real thing. I've been seeing those for a couple days now. I've been like, oh, I'd like to have something like that. It's pretty neat. Use it for magnification. Have the eyeballs. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm a big kid at heart. Yeah, these little crimpers right here you put me on, David, they work really, really good. I like them. For the DuPonts. And I've used DuPont connectors a lot, like in the drone stuff too, so yeah, they're really handy. Yep. Very, very handy. And I kind of like DuPont connectors because they're real easy to take apart. If you put them in correctly. There we go. There they go. Here's the thing I don't like about, you can't really see which one's your hot. Your signal right here. It's kind of covered up by the silk screen's covered up by the little plastic piece here. There we go. Alright. Just want to make sure I put this together correctly. Hate to have that crossed. And there that is. Let's see. Don't forget to take it off. You'll dry. Has anyone made one as a welding helmet? Yeah. I seen. That's where I seen it the other day. I mean, it was like a really freaking cool one. Yeah. Real quick, look on YouTube and check out Iron Man welding helmet. I mean, this guy's got one that actually it folds up and everything, just like the movie. I mean, it looks freaking good. Don't forget to take it off if you drive. Nobody got pulled over after forgetting he could not see the red lights. That ain't good. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna bring this around. Yeah. I think that'll be just fine, just like that. Got to take his Iron Man helmet off while driving. I think they actually make like motorcycle helmets too with now looking like Iron Man. I've seen some people. Yeah. That's a pretty sweet welding helmet, that's for sure. I wouldn't mind having one just like that too. You can smell that fingernail polish. Good job, guys. Heck yeah, we about ready. So it still boggles my mind how much actually goes into building these things. You would think that you'd just be able to slam them together real quick, and there's a lot goes into them. A little tough getting it slid all the way up in there. There it goes. I'm putting them in right. Probably putting them in upside down, knowing me. I didn't realize wires were not already soldered. Nah, the nail polish is really free. I hear you, buddy. Yeah, I figured it was pointless. I entertain y'all a little bit, buddy. It doesn't bother me. But I ain't gonna be putting that stuff on. Don't look for that. We won't be putting that on. That'll work. Very nice. So that's ready to go. No, we didn't, this time I didn't solder it up. I just went on and, last time I depinned on my Trident, I depinned all of it, the board, and soldered it up. This time I actually have DuPont connectors in here and just kind of wanted to use the new tool. It's always nice having new tools and getting to use them. And they work really, really well. Alright, so I guess I could probably go ahead and put that on. A 2-part PCB. And not sure what size screws this thing gets. I know this goes on the back side. I don't think the M3x6s would be long enough. Windy B. Hello, sis. Are you peeking in on me? We're building us a 3D printer. Or upgrading a 3D printer. I don't think that's going to be long enough. It might be long enough to get a bite. We'll try it out. Fingers ain't wanting to cooperate with me. Guys, say hello to my baby sister. She's peeking in on me. I ain't seen her in a while. Got a little rainy day off, sis, and just come back here and got a couple guys that enjoy watching the stream and razzing me. We just putting us a 3D printer together. I wonder if Jenny knows. Usually Jenny's lurking in the background, kind of keeping a check on the stream for me, making sure there ain't nobody getting out of line, sis. I wonder if she knows you in here with me. So I hope all is well with you, sis. No, them ain't gonna be long enough. So I guess I'll need some 8s, M3x8s, if I have any. Somewhere around here, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't think Jenny's paying any attention. She's probably watching the show or a movie or something like it. Let's see. So I'm not seeing. Oh yeah. Well, those are socket heads. I guess those would be fine for in there. No. That'll be fine. Hey, there's Nuno. Hey, Nuno, welcome to the stream. Doing great. Miss you guys, though. We miss you. Can't wait to see you. I hear you're doing really well. So I'm going to switch these 6s with 8s. I had the M3x6s are too short. Nuno, are you at work today, buddy? You usually say you're driving home from work whenever I start streaming. Or you on your way home from work? It'll never get tightened like that. Got the wrong size hex driver. Get that started. This one out. Get another one started. Alright, I must have missed something. No, just got into work about 2 hours ago. Yeah, I drove all the way to South Carolina this morning just to pretty much watch it rain for a little bit and look at a bunch of mud. And then turn around and come back home. Probably do it again tomorrow too. And somebody done turned this the wrong way. Oh, you're hunting for deer fencing. They keep eating your garden. Well, I bet you Dad's got something that'll solve that deer problem at the house. You'll get a hold of that 30-06. That'll solve it real quick. So what I did is I put this little piece right here that goes on the back of this tool head PCB. I put it on upside down. I noticed right away it was going to be hitting on the extruder gear, so I had to flip it around. Think fox urine would scare off deer? Alright, let me go ahead and get this thing attached up here, hopefully. Try to get it somewhat started. And I think I want to leave it a little loose until I get it put together. I don't want it super tight because whenever you go to put the front on, it might need a little bit of wiggle room. That way we get a nice connection there. This thing's going to look really good on the front of it. So I think right now we're ready to go ahead and get this thing attached to the printer. So let me move some of my mess out of the way, and we'll get the printer up here, and we'll have us a tool head. May bring that wire on underneath here to just kind of hold it down a little bit. That way it don't wind up getting bound up in anything. There's enough room to kind of slip this little wire underneath. And then we'll do that while I'm thinking about it. Kind of tuck this thing around underneath here, like so. Try not to get nothing pinched. That'll kind of hold it in place for me. Got a little bit of space for it, so I think it'll be just fine. So basically all I did was just kind of tuck that little wire right there in behind the tool head PCB. That way it's not flopping around and won't get pinched in nothing. It's not going to get really bound up or pinched right in here anywhere either, so I think it'll be fine. Trouble is the dogs like to dig holes. Hey, there's DVR. How's it going, buddy? We're basically trying to get us a tool head built for our little Ender 3 Pro to switch wire or Enderwire conversion, whatever it's being called these days. But yeah, we're getting our tool head built, and we're fixing to actually get this thing attached to the printer. Right now I haven't put any LEDs in this. I may do it later on. It's not anything of any big concern to me at the moment, so I'm not too worried about it. And let's slide some of this stuff out of the way and we'll get a printer up here. So, something I did forget to do was put the heat set inserts in here whenever I was putting this together. So I got to put the heat set inserts into this, and I also seen inside the switch wire guide, or no, it wasn't in the switch wire guide. I think it was actually in the stealth burner guide. It was showing you can go ahead and offset that to 6 millimeters. I'm sure it'll probably need adjusted later on, but we'll go ahead and set it to about 6 millimeters while I'm here and thinking about it. So I got a couple heat set inserts to put in. Slide this down 6 millimeters. Oh, y'all can't even see what I'm talking about. Let's see. Sorry about that, guys. But we're up here. Got 2 heat set inserts to put in up top here, and then we're going to slide our inductive probe down about 6 millimeters from the bottom of this, just to kind of get it roughed in for now, snug all that down, and then we'll be ready to start attaching our tool head to it. Yeah, this thing's coming together. So we'll just set it roughly at about 6 millimeters somewhere. Try to get it as close as I can. I think that's close enough. There's 6. And let's see if I can get enough room to. Oh yeah. Yeah, we need to bring that on down just a little bit. So Wendy, I don't know if he's still in here, but Dad, he's been sitting around just building puzzles in his spare time. I told him, I said, I'm going to get him a 3D printer kit, and he can sit around and build him a 3D printer. Slide that on down. That's pretty close right there. That's it. That's where we want it. 6 millimeters. It's been done, but not recommended on this model. Hold on a minute. I must have missed something here. Am I going to do tap on this one? No, DVR. It's not recommended because of the thin build plate. You got a rolled aluminum. I just changed that. Yeah, you got a rolled aluminum build plate. It's really not recommended. I think they say it's not recommended because of all the force that's applied from the tap. So it's probably not a good idea to use it. I've seen people posting a video of using the tap on a switch wire or actually an Ender 3 conversion like this right here. I thought about playing around with it, but I'm real curious about this little probe right here, this little inductive probe. Basically right now I got it set at about 5 millimeters, not 6. Him and Mom used to love doing them together. So yeah, we got Dad some puzzles for Father's Day. Took him about 4 of them out there, so he's probably pretty occupied with that. Jenny's been having to help him finish a couple of them. He gets to a spot where you can't see what's going on there. He gets a piece put in the wrong spot, but Jenny will go back there and finish them out for him. Let's see, there we go. We'll probably have to adjust that again later on. Alright, so now I need to put some heat set inserts up here. I thought I'd broke my soldering iron on the last stream, and it did. I kind of come apart and cracked it a little bit, but it still works. So I'm gonna keep it chugging along. We're gonna heat this thing on up to about 240. That way I push it in real slow, not just burning it in there. Yeah, I don't know how I missed these the other day. And I hate putting them in like this, but this is all I got. So hopefully we get them good and square. Best I can do with it. If I don't get them square, I'll stop and I'll take the iron and try to readjust. Sorry about putting my head right here, fellas, but I gotta do it. And that looks pretty square-ish. And we need one more. You like the 50-cent option your bro suggests? You protected your probe with Kapton tape for good measure. I did the same thing. Then I looked at buying the case. In the case time I shipped, it was going to cost you as much as the new one, and you ordered a pencil soldering iron. Same thing. Yeah. So no, I don't have any Kapton tape. I don't know where that went. Back here at the back. I don't have any Kapton tape, but I do have some, I guess you could say, like aluminum heater duct tape, and I don't know if that's going to be good to put on that or not. I have seen where Steve Bill says he's run them without putting anything on them, these orange Omron probes like this, and not had any issues with them. I'm not going to be printing. I'm not going to enclose this printer, I don't think. So I'm not going to be printing any really high temp materials with it. So I shouldn't be getting too crazy hot. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe somebody should have ordered some Kapton tape last night whenever he was ordering a whole bunch of filament. Any aluminum or fiberglass tape will help. So I do have. Alright. I just had it out here the other day too, guys. Because I was showing y'all and some of the guys in here and asking them. But it's aluminum heater duct tape, I think. Yep, right here it is. So maybe just cut off a little piece and try to wrap it around it. The front, or maybe just put a little piece across the front right here. It's going to cover up that little red light. You would just check the probe after 100 hours or so. Mainly make sure the hot end is oriented the correct way with the heater away from the probe. So yeah, I'm pretty sure, like this, let's see, where's the Where's the hot end at? Oh, right here behind me. It's going to be kind of close, but it does have the sock on it on the back, you know. Would be good practice to put that on there. Just to kind of put a little shield across it, a little heat shield. Yeah, a little small square. That's kind of what I was thinking. Just kind of put a little small square across the front. I'd like to still be able to see the little light. So let's see. I'm just gonna take something. I think it'd be fine. I'm going to cover up the little light there. Like I said, I want to be able to see it, and I don't think it's going to be that close to the hot end of the pie. So there we go. I just cut me a little small square of this out and lay it across the front of it. I think it'll be fine. Kind of agreeing with David on that one. I had some scissors in here somewhere. You like the ceramic tape? I'll just use my X-Acto blade. I could swear I had a pair of scissors in here. Somebody might have needed them and came and got them. Just cut me a little squarish piece here. Yeah, I've seen like where people take and wrap. I think it's pretty much about the same thing, like aluminum tape around them or something. I think they ship some aluminum tape with the LDO kits for the front of these because they're just trying to protect. I guess it would act like a little reflective layer. I do know aluminum conducts heat really quick. Heat moves through it really fast, but it also dissipates heat really fast too. So I don't know. So we got us a little piece of aluminum tape across the front. Remember, I need to adjust it again. I think I got it set to 6 millimeters. I will have to adjust it again later on, but we're pretty much right there at 6. Alright, so heat set inserts, tape on. This stuff's going to kind of run up through here like this and then across there. And I think the next step is we'll probably be putting the extruder on. I think we put the Clockwork 2 extruder on next. So I'm just going to have a look. Yep. And it calls for M3 by 8 and a M3 by 8. So we just had those out. Awesome, that probe should be A-OK. Good deal. I hope so. Like I said, I was really curious about these little inductive probes, or whatever, proximity sensors, whatever you call them. And I was really wanting to try them out. And whenever I started having issues with the untap that I put on the Trident, I was kind of tempted to switch over to that on the Trident, but I still like some of the measurements and things that I was getting on the Alright, so we need some M3 by 8. Yep. But I like the measurements we got off the tap whenever we first got it all set up and was looking at it and the accuracy of it. So I don't want to get away from tap on the Trident if I can help it. I did kind of go look for, started kind of searching a little bit for the optical sensor, because I think I may wind up getting away from the untap, and I'm pretty sure that the new revision of tap, which is the RC8, I'm going to go ahead and get those files and things 3D printed. So I just need to make sure I don't pinch any wires. And let's see if we can't get this thing set up in here. So already I've got a problem, and I see that this little door right here is in the way. So that little door for the tool head PCB is in the way, so I may have to do some modifying to that. So I'm just going to open this little door up for right now, just to kind of get it out of the way so I can get this thing attached. Just don't back the screws all the way out when you adjust. Don't ask you how you know. Don't back them all the way out. What's crazy though is, like, you have to completely take the hot end all the way off when you adjust it, right? Alright, so let's get that up out of the way. I'm gonna have to do probably some filing on this door. I don't know why. It must be something to do with this being switch wire, maybe. It's awful weird. Now it's gonna sit down in there, I think. Oh, there we go. Or no, I won't have to modify the doors. What am I thinking? It ain't want to fit though, guys. Why is that? Should just slide right down in there, shouldn't it? Oh, there it goes. Yep, it just needed to slide in there. Nah, I won't have to mess with the door. I don't know what I was thinking. I ain't gonna have to file nothing. I ain't gonna have to file anything. I don't know what in the devil I was thinking. Trying to get this thing seated all the way down there until it ain't lined up with my heat set inserts I just put in. I see them now. What, slid all the way down in there. So I got these two little spaces way back in here. Get this thing attached up. So Wendy, I don't know if you're still in here with me, but I don't know if you know anything about what I'm doing, but basically what this started out as is a commercial grade or consumer grade 3D printer, and basically what I've done is we've tore it all the way apart, and I have 3D printed all the parts and things needed from an open source community of developers to do a amazing upgrade to a consumer grade cheap printer. So basically we're taking something that was kind of low end, and we're making it really good. Yeah, we're making us a really nice, I guess you could say like a higher end 3D printer. And I think the next piece is probably this. It's just gonna slide right up in there, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm lucky. If I'm lucky. That's as far as it goes. Alright. So they're trying to force it. So yeah, there that is. No, we ain't quite there yet. There we go. Nice little snap. Yeah, it's all open source. All these parts and things like that was done by a guy had done a mod to his Ender 3 and he shared it with everybody. And the files to be able to 3D print are available for everyone to just kind of pick up and 3D print the parts. And then you can get all these different things that I've added into it from different vendors and things like that, and do a complete upgrade to it. Make something really, really amazing. Yep, snapped right into place. That done good. Yep, she snapped right in, and it looks good. So yeah, we got us a tool head, fellas. So now what I want to look at next, just make sure I'm going in the right direction here. So we got the two M3x8s in. Yep, I was right in doing what I just did. And we need M3x25s. We need two of those, and then those M3x50s, and we'll get the pretty piece put on. So 2 M3x25s, and I've got those 50s. Floating around in here somewhere. I do know I have them. Yeah. All right. Yep, and that's going to be, we'll get this thing right here attached. Take a second to appreciate how cool the trident looks in the background. Yeah, with the Hulk. He's got the ducks attacking him. Wendy, that might be what you need to keep the deer out of your backyard is, you might need old Robo Duck and his army he's building here. He done took on the Hulk. See, he's a hard worker. He's always working for me. This old Robo Duck. You might need him and his little duck army. They're growing. Yep, they are definitely growing. So I want to make sure I get all these little 8 pins connected up really, really good and clean here. That's the reason why I left that tool head PCB loose. So the bottom has just fell out here. I can hear it raining. Oh man, this is the moment I've been waiting for right here, guys. I've been wanting to see what this looked like on this printer. And it looks freaking amazing. So I'm going to try to be a little bit careful this time and not pull things in that shouldn't be pulled in too tight, because I think this very same screw right here on the trident, on the last one, you see the lights blowing that color out like crazy. Let's cut this off. I need to do a little bit of color correction on this. It doesn't really look that yellow in life. send you a photo, send you a robo anything if it was scared the deer away. That's just North Carolina dew. Yeah. There's a lot of dew. There's a lot of it too. I think, like today, they're calling for 3/4 of an inch. Next day is another 3/4 of an inch. They call for an awful lot of rain out here over the next few weeks. I just want to be real careful because I don't want to strip nothing out. I've done that on the Trident, and I got to 3D print parts, heat set inserts. Make sure I'm not doing what I done the other day with the. Might put some lights back on. Make sure I'm not pushing anything away here. Yep, we're good. Yeah, it's just doing some raining. I can hear it. Definitely need to get after that Ellis tuning guide on the Trident for sure, guys. It's I'm gonna spend a little bit of time with it once I get this thing put all the way back together. I'll have 2 of them to tune. We'll get them tuned all the way up and dialed in. What's going on here? Get quiet, I start thinking, just looking and making sure I ain't messing nothing up. Really concentrating. Wind up with carpal tunnel after building these things. Yeah, camp for sure. What's camp? Clipper adaptive mesh and purge. It's for probing only in the printing area instead of the whole bed. Yeah, and that's what we have on the Trident, Jack Black. I love it. I highly recommend everybody doing it. That way if you're just doing a little small model, you're not probing your whole build plate. You're just probing the area where it's going to print. Sure everything's snug. So this one has that little annoying gap that Build It Basement talks about it at the top. The Trident doesn't have it. And we can go ahead and let me just have a look at this. Make sure we're connected up really clean. Oh yeah. That looks good. So I can go ahead and tighten down my tool head PCB right here where it's at. Happy with that. Left it loose for a reason. There that is. The thing I like about these tool head PCBs is they already have the BAT 85 diode in it for the probe. Cool. Yeah, man. Cool. So I just wonder if all this extra wire I got from my hot end right here, if that's going to be enough to, I don't think that's going to be nowhere near enough to make it through the cable chain and down to the tool head. So I'm probably going to, I mean not to the tool head, but to the board. So I'm probably going to wind up having to order some 20 gauge wire, and that feels like silicone wire anyway. I do have 20 gauge silicone wire in here, but I was kind of wanting to put that PTFE or the FEP wire in it. Yeah, Build It Basement, he talks about the annoying little gap right up here at the top. It's not that bad. It's got a little small one. The Trident doesn't have it. Everything is really nice and flush and squared up where the black meets the accent color. Not on this one. This one's a little different. I mean, it's not bad. It's not enough to bother me. So there we go. We got us a tool head. Now all the fun stuff. I got to build I'll go ahead, I guess, and get these things attached. The probe, hot end, the thermistor, and of course the wiring for the motor. And then all I need to do is build me a wiring harness. We'll get everything down here to the bottom and we'll be on to electrical. You want to cut and crimp at the tool head anyway, so you can remove the tool head and service it, and service later on. Yeah, yep, that's what I was thinking. Is there enough room for the CAN bus board left on the rear end of the motor to use both? That beats the fire out of me. I don't even know anything about CAN bus jack black. I know a lot of people seem to like it pretty good. Me personally, I'm just trying to keep things simple because I am still a little new to this stuff and learning. So I don't want to get too ahead of myself if I can help it. If I can help it at all. Yeah, that would be a pain in the butt to have to get back in there and adjust that inductive probe. I'm hoping I got it about where it needs to be. So I don't really think I got any more lower end adjustment on it if it needs to go down any further, because when I set it at 6 millimeters, it's almost like it was bottomed out. In other words, connections before going into the cable chain. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, I think what I need to do, might have should have done this. Well, I think I can handle it right here. Go ahead and cut and crimp these motor wires. And if I remember correctly, I think on the Trident, there was something a little weird about I got the LDO motor back here on the pancake stepper for the extruder motor. And I remember having two completely different ways of wiring this thing up. I got it right in the end. I might need to look at the Trident and see how I got it wired into the toolhead PCB and match the colors. And then I'll double check later on and make sure the polarities are correct. The toolhead looks huge on that printer. It is. From the side, yeah. Yep. Yep. It's just a little Ender 3 with a big old freaking stealth burner tool head. Yeah. But even with the tool head being the way it is, I'll still have a whole lot more print volume than what I had with the first conversion that you saw me tear apart, Nuno. I'll actually have the full 220 by 220, I think cubed, where with the old printer, I think I tried to print a model that was like 150 millimeters tall, and whenever it got to the top of the Z travel, it bottomed out the stepper at the very top, and that was another thing I didn't like it. So I actually had lost build volume from doing that conversion on it. But I don't see the tool head bouncing around everywhere, so I think it's fine. You hate the upper chain and will be converting to umbilical on your switch wire. You've seen a full-size stealth burner on a V0. It's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty big. It actually looks really good in person. I know you're seeing it from. Let's see if I can get you a little better angle here. You know, but seeing this printer back a little bit, you know, it actually fits it pretty good. I don't know if that'll give you a little better angle on it. You know, with the stretch frame on the front and extending it, because the build plate now is coming all the way out here. So yeah, I think it'll work. It ain't gonna have no choice but to work eventually. I won't stop until it does. Alright, so I guess I need to get up here inside this and do some wiring. And what I couldn't remember was like let's see. I couldn't remember the first toolhead 2-piece PCB that I ordered from KB3D that I put on the Trident. I don't remember it being a version 4. And I'm almost wondering if I remembered, some people were saying there was something about like where the stepper motor wires come out the back. Something kind of got a little wonky with it or whatever, and that was the reason why I couldn't just crimp and cut and put a new connector on and just plug it right in. I had to flip wires around and all that stuff. I don't know if it's version 4 changed it, or if that was the version 4 and that's the one that I haven't tried it. I can't remember. So let me I'm gonna do a quick search real quick of KB3D site, because they show wiring up the, I think, the stealth burner Arcade 2-piece PCB, so maybe they've updated something on it since the last time I looked at it on the Trident build. Find it. Chinese PCB version 4.0, and it's arcade, multiple styles. This tool head is designed. You got a wiki article. Learn more on GitHub. Just click on the little link. So yeah, they got to update it here. I'll show you. So I'm gonna share my screen with you. And this is they've updated a few things. So they're showing V2, V3, but I have a V4. This is the flag the differences where they apply. So they got a spot for a 5-volt probe sensor and a 24-volt. And I think the V4, if I remember looking at it, this side right here on the right is the 24-volt for that. The installation's Linio's two-piece two-way PCB. So yeah, they got something completely different going on here. And if I remember correctly, that's pretty much about what my packages look like on that. Trying to have a look here at the wiring orders. This has got your wire, put your JSTPH connector on the end. We have those in here, so I got some of those this time. Looking for the wiring order. Now all this stuff looks the same as the last time. I don't know if they updated anything. Looks like we got a lot of stuff zoomed in. Nothing really looks too much different than what I remembered seeing before, as far as that goes. Except for the very top. Huh. Oh yeah, we gotta put our get our end stop in here too. I guess we'll use that. That's our auxiliary. So that's gonna be our X end stop. So we'll have to get that connected up too. All right, enough of that. See what I missed. Seen a full size stuff around. You guys seen that? I hate the upper chain. It will be converting to umbilical or your switch wire. 5-volt for the LED. Yeah, I can get 5-volt up here to it. So I'm just trying to figure out. So this right here is going to be my auxiliary for my X end stop. I think the one on the far left is ground, middle signal. I might have them backwards. And yeah, the one on the right is the 24 volts for the probe. And we got 24 volts. Looks like ground's in the middle. I'm gonna have to get my eyeballs. So, yeah, 24. It looks like ground's in the middle of the signal. I'll pull the wire diagram up. Probably be the easiest thing for me to do. That would probably be the easiest thing to do. So I'm gonna start with the wires for the motor. And just cut off all this extra here. Get rid of that. Don't need that no more. Some wire strippers. And we need the JST pH connectors. We're going to need a 4-pin connector. You out of here, DVR? Hey, we'll catch you later, buddy. Head on back to work. So we got the JST pH 4-pin, and we'll get some connector pins out. And basically, I'll just get these stripped and pinned, and then I'll figure out what directions I need to put the wires in. Stop messing around and get it done. Might have should have done this earlier on before I had all this up in the printer. Might be a little bit easier to handle. It'll be alright though. I'll get it. Maybe. Just go ahead and pull these out of the way here. Try to figure out a good way to get to them where I can get on them comfortably with the crimpers and everything and be able to see. Just wonder about the logic on that plug. Yeah, it's a little confusing, but we managed to get it working on the Trident. I didn't have any issues with it, so I'm hoping that we don't have any problems with this one. Not saying we won't, just hoping we don't. So like I said, I know a lot of people, they don't like stripping and crimping wires, but I think this is probably my favorite part of doing it. It's pretty therapeutic for me. Get back here and break out the tools and get these things crimped up. And we're using these amazing freaking iWis 3220s. And even with these freaking spectacles on my head, still having a hard time seeing. But we did get a good crimp on that one. It's relaxing with the right tools at least. Yeah, you got to have the right tools. You love all your strippers too? Yeah, the strippers and crimpers. Yeah, these it makes it a whole lot easier when you got the right tools. When I first jumped off into the Trident build, yeah, I didn't have any good wire strippers. I didn't realize. I thought I had some that would work for this gauge of wire that I'm using. But I didn't. And then I tried to skimp by, and that wasn't too bright neither. Now that I'm holding the proper tools in my hand, it's definitely makes life a whole lot easier. Yeah, we can make some. Oh, I'll break them. We can make some amazing crypts really quick now. They look like they were done in a factory. Strippers are great. We always get to that part of the conversation. My wife says some of the stuff that I listen to, sometimes the things that she hears people talking about. Alright. Got one more to go. Then I have to figure out the color order here. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna take a quick look at my trident. I'm gonna put it in that. I'm just gonna wire it up the way I've done the trident and see if it comes out right with that. And I'll check it based on the wiring diagram for the back side of the power distribution board. Or power control board, whatever you want to call it. I'll get my little meter out and see make sure I got the polarity right on the motors, and if I do, then, or the motor, I'm just going to run with it. And I think, like, as far as I'm going to get this tool head right here, I'm going to get this wired up, crimped up and everything like that, guys, and whatnot. And I'm probably going to stop right there. I'll probably just build this wiring harness and everything like that off stream, because it's going to take a lot of time. You have to spend a bit of money on good quality strippers, classy strippers, if you will. Yes, $5 strippers. New shiny strippers over the old ones. You guys ain't right. Alright, so having a look at, there's my connector, and I'm gonna open up the trident here and just have a quick look at the order that I have the motors in on it. So I see we got yellow, green, blue, and red toward the back. So yellow's closest to the motor. Yellow, green, blue, and red. And I'm gonna try to follow that. Let's just see how that's gonna look. always flip these around if I need to. Yellow. Double checking myself. Green, blue, and red. I'm working from the motor toward the back. Yellow, green, blue, and red. This worked on the Trident, but because, like I said, I think this is a revised board here. I have something different going on. And I will check it. Let's get this thing plugged in, and I'm gonna check it out the back side of the board here. And I'm gonna have to look at the wiring diagram. My little tweezers here because my fingers ain't wanting to handle that. There we go. So there that is. And I'm gonna have to dig out my meter, my multimeter. I think you did ohms test last time. No, I just did a oh shit. You like to tug test those tiny critters? You like to tug test? Yeah, I always tug test them. Give them a little tug, but I think they're good. These crimpers that I got, they make really good crimps. Let me pull up this KB3D side again. Let's see where we at. 12 PCB. Stealth burner. No, that's not. That's the wrong one. See, that says version 4.0. Let me share the screen with you. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong one. That one's completely different than mine. Yep. Let me back up a minute. Clicked on the wrong one. Oh, there we go. That's the one, version 4.0. That's the one I have. Checking out their wiki. And what I'm looking for is at the very bottom, which is, sorry about the, you just have a look at their wiring right here. So they got yellow, green, blue, red. That's exactly what I have. And that's working from the front of the tool head to the motor. That's exactly what I have right there. Yep. And that's what I have on the Trident. And it works just fine like that. The Trident does anyway. Right here's what I want to look at. So down here, I'm looking at the extruder stepper. Let's go to scene 2. Continuity. Yeah, that's it. So Amazon just brought us some gifts, and I think it's filament. Yeah, we guys ever tried Hatchbox PLA before? We got some I forget. Oh, bronze. Never tried that before. Alright. I'm right here. Losing track. Yeah, the continuity test. That's what I was kind of wanting to do. Let me pull out my digital multimeter, wherever that thing's hidden. So S1A and S1B. Okay, and there's 2A and 2B. So we're good. I think we're good. Or, yep. Yeah, we're good. Awesome. Yeah, it has good results when it was fresh, not so much after a year. So Hatchbox goes bad after a year. We're trying out some. I haven't ever used Hatchbox before. I know I've heard people talk pretty good about it. So I just want to try out some different filaments. I also got some Polymaker ASA. I just want to experiment with ASA, see what the difference is in it and ABS. I picked up a roll of that. I think we got 4 different rolls of filaments, and different kinds. I've been looking at some pretty interesting looking filaments. So now I'm right here on the side of the tool head, and I guess we could go ahead and probably get our probe mounted up here. And that goes up top. We may want to, since that's going to go across the top of that, may want to go ahead and get my hot end wired up. And this right here is my wires for my hot end. So I want to go ahead and bring them up here. Get them crimped and wired in. Get the hot end and thermistor wired up. And then our probe. Or then our limit switch and then our probe. We'll stack it like that. Alright. I'm after the hot end. And pretty sure so this was something that KB3D is really good about. Get you some little connector kits. What do y'all call these? The Molex connectors. Yeah, I got me a Molex connector kit from KB3D. I guess that's what I'll call it. Yep. I think that's what we need right there. We need 2 of those. The hot end and thermistor. Let me put these JST pH connectors up and get them out of the way. We pretty much moved entirely to Polymaker ASA. ABS and ASA stand up to the humidity pretty well, at least. PLA doesn't stand a chance to humidity. I did notice, like the eSun PLA that I have in here that I printed a Hulk out of. I dried it for about 3 hours. It was real brittle and breaking, and I put it in a filler dryer, dried it for about 3 hours, and it seemed like it brought it back around. It printed really well. Alright, where am I in here? Let's see, this is what I needed. I'm gonna need about 4 of these pins here. No, I don't need the pins. I actually need the other part. I need the plugs. PETG, Flex, etc. Stay in vacuum sealed bags. Yeah, I got some carbon fiber PETG in here. It is from 3DX Tech. It printed really well out of the box. I haven't done any printing with it since. It done really good. I didn't like the way PETG gummed up the nozzle though, at all. So we got that. Oh, I still need the JST PH connectors out for the rest of the wiring that's going to happen here. Alrighty. This is going to be interesting. Just kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to a little bit of wiggle room here. Yeah, I like that right there. I'm gonna cut it and go with it. Can't be scared doing this stuff, huh? Just got to dive in and get after it. If I make a mistake, I guess I'll solder wires back together. And this is 20 gauge wire, so yeah, I'm gonna get as far as I can with I'm gonna get all this connected up to the toolhead PCB, guys, and I think that's where I'm gonna stop with the stream, because like I said, I'm gonna have to order me some 20 gauge wire, and that way I can get everything run down to the electronics. And off stream, I'll probably go ahead and get me some wires run, or build me a pretty much a wiring harness, get everything run down to the bottom. So the next stream will probably be, we'll go ahead and put the electronics in the bottom of it and get all that stuff ready to go. More than likely. Kind of what I'm shooting for. Yeah, I'm gonna do one at a time. I wind up having wires frayed and everywhere. If I don't. Hey, there's Gary T. How you doing, buddy? It's a surprise stream indeed. Yeah, we just popped in here. Popped in here on a weekday. It's raining like crazy and ain't able to get no work done, so I just kind of popped in. Here's where, right here's where these 3220 shine for me, because I can get all this stuff crimped in one good shot. I'm gonna have to get a little bit more comfortable with it. Sorry about the view, fellas, but that angle right there wasn't gonna work for me. This one ain't much better, but it's doing it. I hear the thunder rolling too, so we might wind up getting cut short. It's been storming like crazy. Like I said, we had all kinds of tornado warnings and things like that yesterday, so it wasn't good. Let's see, I think I'm gonna try a little different approach with this. We got some, this is a silicone wire here. I ain't gonna release it for me either. There we go. I'll try a little bit of different approach. I'm gonna stick this in the wire. Because of it being fat silicone wire, it ain't gonna slide in the crimpers for me, so I'm gonna try to lay it on here like it needs to, and then put the crimpers over it. I don't know if that's gonna make any difference. It definitely worked for me. Getting it on there. Send some rain and some storms there, just no tornadoes. What board does this use? This is the Lineo 2-piece Arc-K Stealth Burner PCB. Or are you talking about the controller board, Jack Black? The controller board I got planned to put in here is the Big Tree Tech Manta. I want to say it's the E3 EZ stepper board. I'm going to be using the Big Tree Tech CB. See, what is that? The Big Tree Tech. See, I'm already putting this thing on backwards. We'll be using the Big Tree Tech CB1 module as the host controller. And I've actually picked up the newer Big Tree Tech CB1 controller module that has the EMMC on it. Testing that out. There we go. Shoot. Come on out there, you. Yeah, it was a whole lot easier for me to get that crimped like that than the way I was trying to do it because of that really thick silicone wire. Yeah, is that what you were? Lester Tucker III, the Poor Boy channel. Do you use the iWis 3220 for the XH and PH crimps? You seem to like them and struggle a little with your current crimpers. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm using them for. They got yep. I mean, and I'm using them for the Molex crimps too. So one of my so David Vera, he was the one that put me on these things, and he highly recommends them if you're having trouble, and I highly recommend them because these are so much easier than those little slimline deals. Plus they got the little ratcheting deal, and I'll show you what the trick is to these right here. What's really nice about it, you see how thick? Let's zoom in. Come on, there you go. Look how thick that platform is. So it's rolling both of your connections or your crimps at the same time. So you're literally getting the wire and the I cannot think of what the heck the name of it is. The protective coating on the wire. For some reason it just slipped my mind. I can't even think of what the heck it's called right now. You're getting it all in one shot pretty much. So So you ain't got to go back and sit there and try to bend and crimp and all that stuff. You're getting them all in one quick crimp. And I've used them for the XH, the PH connectors, and the Molex connectors. And David Vera, I'm curious about something, and you got more experience with it than I do. With these crimpers that I got for the DuPont connectors, you're a little bit more experienced at it than I am. Would they work better for the Molex than those iWis? The Shreve, yeah. The wire, yeah, the insulation. It gets the wire and the insulation all in one shot, so it makes it a whole lot faster and a whole lot easier, man. I mean, in reality, when I first started buying the stuff that I thought I needed to be able to try it in, I bought these because these were the ones that were recommended, the same ones that, I don't know if you're familiar with Steve Builds, but he uses. He loves them. He's used to using them. That's all he's used. So stick with what you know. Me, I didn't know any better. I just bought those because they were recommended. But it was you could get it with a lot of practice. But doing it all in one shot, like David Vera said to me whenever he sold me on them, game changer. The crimps come out looking really, really clean. They look like they were done just like you would expect to see something that you store-bought done. Very, very professional looking. Step your game up with them, I guess you could say. And I'm not sponsored by any companies or anything like that, so I'm not just trying to sell you some crap. I mean, these things are really that good. Work for me. Some people may not like them, but for me they work good. I couldn't be happier with them. It's a great purchase. And just like that, one shot I put the crimpers on it and both sides are done. And these Molex connectors are a pain in the butt to do. I'm giving them the tug test like Jack Black said. So there we go. I got 2 connections done. I'm ready to go ahead and put the connector on here. And I can plug my hot end in. Those are what you have. The first ones that I said I got, these right here. That's what everybody recommends, and I mean they work. I guess they'd work for like smaller stuff too, a whole lot better, but maybe. Like I said, these right here though, these 3220s, they're nice. I couldn't be happier that I spent the money and bought them. I wish I'd have bought them from the start. I wish those were what people recommended. But I mean, it rolls. It gets both of them in one shot. Now I just got to make sure I put this in. I always get confused at which way these things go. Because there's like a little groove or something in there. I think I noticed it the last time. And until they snapped in, because I heard a nice little snap. And there we go. There's my hot end. I'll go ahead and get that plugged in. I'm pretty sure, yeah, hot end's on the right, thermistor's on the left. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing plugged in. That way it ain't flopping around and in my way. that is. Getting up against that gear. Now I'm gonna get after the thermistor. What is my first name? You hate calling me Po Boy and Two Stroke. It's Jeff. Jack Black. My name is Jeff. Mind telling everybody my name? Yes, sir. That's a good length right there to kind of go with. Yeah, man. Some of my friends, they call me Jeffro. It's from a long time ago. We'll get us a thermistor hooked up here. I need to put me, when I bought the thermistor for this hot end right here in particular, I bought a pack of them. So I can actually stick a thermistor in my chamber now. Cool beans. You have a CR10 switch wire conversion, 2.4 R2, and a V0 to rebuild, so you will be investing in a 3220. Thanks. Hey man, anytime, buddy. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, and David Vera, I'm sure iWis isn't paying him to say that. You won't be disappointed. They're good. I like them. I couldn't be happier that David told me about them, because like I said, whenever I first started the Trident build, I hadn't never crimped nothing before. I got in here on live stream and just jumped off the deep end and started trying to crimp stuff with them smaller iWis crimpers, and I had a fit with them to start with. And then David, he kept coming in my streams and telling me, hey man, them 3220s, game changer, I'm telling you. Get those iWis 3220s, it's a game changer. He kept telling me. And so finally I remembered them one night, ordered a set through Amazon. They were here pretty quick, and the very first crimp, I was blown away. They're that good. Couldn't be happier with them. So again, I'm gonna have to kind of spin y'all around so I can get to them comfortably, what I'm after. You would use the DuPont crimpers just for the DuPonts and the iWis for JST and Microfix Molex. Okay, thank you, David. I was curious about that. I didn't know. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm a little bit new to all this stuff and still learning, so. But just to show you, let's see if I can get you a close-up so that you seen how quick I made that connector, and I rolled both of them on that Molex. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you a good, let's see if I can't zoom you in here. And I am by no means a professional. This is only my second ever 3D printer pretty much build. I've done a little light conversions and things like that. Let's see, just going to try to probably zoom in on the freaking print head more than anything, but I can't get you in there to see it. Let's see, let's do this. Let's pop the camera off. Sorry about that, guys. Spin you around the world. With that connection right there. Come on. Focus. Focus. It's like it's right there, it just wants to. It ain't gonna let me do it. It might be the lighting. But that just trust me when I say that's a good rolled connection right there. Maybe it zoomed in on it right there a little bit. I mean, I couldn't be happier with that. you can make really quick connections. And that's why, you know, I guess I could say today it's a joy for me to get in here and be able to go through all this wiring and clean it up, get it crimped, connected in the way I want it, instead of having a bunch of long wires laying around or all throughout my printer. I'm putting it together the lengths that I want and the way that I want them. Clean it up. If I make a bad connection or something like that, I can go back. I can fix it. So it's really nice to have. And anything that, you know, a tool that's going to make your life a little bit easier, because I mean, ain't nothing about any of this that really seems like it's too easy to me. I mean, it might be for some who's been building them for a while or built quite a few of them, but it's not very easy to me. So anything that make my life a little easier along the way, I like it. Especially having the proper tool for the job. That's more than anything. It just makes a good little, when you crimp it, and it makes a good little positive click, and it releases, and you know you're crimped good. So there's my thermistor. It's ready to go. And whenever I was crimping these before I got those, these things right here were a pain in the butt to get slid in, because I'd have them bent all to pieces and have to sit there and straighten them up and get them fixed. Now they just slide right in like they're supposed to. Oh, that looks loads better than yours there in the cart. Gotta run. Have a great day, gentlemen. Hey, man, anytime. I hope you enjoy them. I hope they help you out, buddy. I appreciate you stopping in and checking us out. You're welcome back here anytime. All right, so there. There that is. We got us a hot end and a thermistor. Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. I thought something felt weird. See, that wire got pushed up in there. My heater, or hot end. Why is that so tight? I was about to pinch that wire whenever I went to push that up. Something didn't feel right. There it goes. All right. Make sure that ain't dragging on that gear. That wouldn't be good. So there that is. That's what you did when you built your 2.4 Jack Black before the Stealth Burner Beta came out, but you knew you was going to want to add them later on. All right, so now we're after this probe here, and oh no, we ain't. We're going to get after this X connection. So we're going to need a JSTPH, two 3-pins, two 3-pin connectors. And still have my wiring diagram for the probe, so I'm in good shape for that. I'm gonna pull up this might need to this switch right here. I guess it don't really matter what goes where, does it? Looking for my X in stop. I just want to double check and make sure that I get it in the proper place for the devil. I know I seen that earlier. I know I'm going to be using auxiliary. For some reason I can't find it. Just want to make sure I get it on the right pins. I think it's going to get up. Left is ground, right is signal. Alrighty. Just trying to get me out of determining amount the wire there. That'll be just fine. Clip the excess off. David, you should be the spokesperson for the iWis 3220s. I swear, I wonder how many pairs of those you've done sold. Just right here being in my channel. We need to be sponsored by them. They that good though. Definitely worth it. So glad my wife got me these things for Christmas right here. Like you, David, I was an early adopter. Had to self-source the whole build. You didn't have any guides or anything like that, Jack Black. You just was kind of had a basic knowledge of 3D printers and just decided you wanted to build one. How'd that work? Might have cut them wires just a little too long. I stripped it a little too long anyway. I think it'll be fine. Yeah. Alright. Left ground. Right signal. Hear it raining like crazy again, fellas. It's just flat doing it out here today. That's my auxiliary. So get that wired up. Just the bomb. Beta stealth burner had no manual for months, so we had to figure out wiring LEDs and everything all on your own. Wow. Now, I bet that was a lot of fun. Alright, so now we're after this thing right here. It's going to be our probe. And let's see. I hate to short myself on that one too much. Strip some of this right here back. It's done now. See if I can't cut my finger open. I don't know what the best way to strip this would be. Try not to scar the wire inside. I get really quiet, guys, and you know I'm really concentrating. I don't want to hack wires that I don't need to. You'll have to please forgive me for the silence. That's what the music's in the background for. Glad I put a sharp blade in there to start with. Stealth burner wasn't even beta. You got afterburner still waiting for it to stop improving. Definitely want those circus lights for mode identification or indication. circus lights. All right. We about got us a tool head wired up, fellas. Three more crimps and plug it in, and we got us a stealth burner tool head on our printer. I've been wanting to put that tool head on this printer for a long time. Oh, easy. Trying to break something in here, fellas. About to break the micro switch. Break the strippers, crippers, however you say it. Like I said, I'm starting to, here I am starting to try to rush and drop things, so it might be time for me to take a little step back, but we're right there. I got the last little crimp to make. The stealth burner is a big improvement over the afterburner, in your opinion. Also, the Clockwork 2 is much better than the 1. You have a full LGX Volcano can at this point. You like that CAN bus, Jack Black? You talk about it a lot, so I imagine you probably played around with it a little bit, so you think it's a whole lot better than doing all this crazy wiring like I'm doing. Once you get it up and working and running and hooked up, I guess it's a whole lot less wires to deal with. Alright, so now I need to make sure I get this thing wired up correctly. And so brown is VDC, blue 0, and black is output. And I'm just going to check the documentation real quick. I think ground's going to wind up being in the middle. Uh, 24 volt sensor. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Trying to double check everything. sure the ground was in the middle. And the signal was far right. Division 4. Oh yeah. Well, that wasn't much of a help. So brown voltage. So I'm gonna put it on the far left. Blue 0. So I imagine that's your ground. Black's output. So it's going to be signal. Right? Guess we'll find out. There it is. So our probe is hooked up, fellas. Stealth burner tool head is built and ready to go. Now we just gotta wire everything up and hope I ain't got nothing crossed. There she is. We got us a tool head on here. And that was my mission for today. Was to get that thing put on there. I tried to jump off into that and get it done Saturday. I wanted to get it to this point Saturday, and that way now we're ready to start running wires. There she is, guys. I made it look easy. I'm sweating like crazy. I don't know if it was easy. I just jump into it. David. Let's see. That's a terrible angle. Why is this thing doing that? I was trying to get you as a good view of it. Little camera adjuster here. Ain't worth a crap. Having a time with it. This is a pain in the butt. Oh well. There it is, guys. Yeah, it's looking great. I couldn't be happier. I mean, from what it started out looking like and what it is right now, yeah, it looks a lot better. And I'm about certain it's going to function a whole lot better too. That tool head does look pretty big on this printer. Ain't too bad though. Yeah, I think it's going to look amazing. I think it's going to work great too. Everything seems like it's pretty smooth. don't see, so bring it all the way down. Yeah, it felt like something was binding up there. That might, I don't know. We'll see how it does. But I don't see the print head wobbling or anything crazy like that. So, yep. I think it's good. You like the color scheme? Yeah, I do. I really like it, and it looks yellow on camera right now, but it's a little bit more neon green looking. I guess if you look down in from what I'm seeing, the little bottom right screen that's got my mug in it, it's pretty close to the green there. I don't know why my bigger camera right here. I guess I need to work on some color correction and stuff like that. But that's mission accomplished for me. We got a tool head put on this thing. It's wired up. Just need to get my wiring harness built, and like I said, I'm gonna do that off camera. I'll go ahead and run the wires that I think I need, length of wires. I may go ahead and stick the cable chains on here, run the length of wires that I need for it, get it down here to the electronics bay, and go ahead and build out my wiring harness. That way, whenever I come back, we'll just be putting the electronics in. May blow a cap. There ain't a cap hooked to it yet. But yeah. He's messing with me again. I probably ought to put some fingernail polish all over it. I don't know. It might make it look a little better. Make it look real pretty. But yeah, guys, that's it. And everything feels like it's moving smooth, so I think it's good. Yep. Couldn't be happier with it. EMF is a thing, powered or not. Oh, I got you. Electromagnetic frequency. Guys, I appreciate y'all sitting in here with me and hanging out with me for a while. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, and I don't know what this weekend looks like. Maybe I'll be able to have a wiring harness built for it by this weekend, and we can set up another one, and we'll get back after it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you for coming hanging out with me and chatting with me and razzing me with the fingernail polish and all that stuff. Yeah. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Y'all have a good one.